All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the last session of our course. Like I said in the forum, we'll begin with some Q&A. I want you to express and really ask what is it that you mostly struggling in terms of what we have taught in this mini course. I just want to give one thing, one global comment about this. I see your homework. Some of you trying to really mark everything. The thing is that um, when you practice and when you're trying to train your eye to see the events that we are looking for, it it looks totally different when you do it on a current charts, meaning on real time when we're expecting price and price didn't really hit our levels and we don't see the consequence. So it's a total different skill that we're going to train our eyes to do it. So there's no reason to really overdo all the analysis. We see one event, we only need to ask very few questions to justify if that event is the event that we want to trade, because there are many events that there are there and they look like the formation that we know how to trade, but we shouldn't, because we also have a money management and a portfolio to mind for. Okay, so we're here for the long run and not for the short. So we're not going to hop on every opportunity that we see. We're going to take only the wise and the well explained and the well justified events that we want to do, and these will give us the best reward um, um, in order to build our portfolio. So um, this is the main comment that I have for you. Um, some of you did the work that we were discussing last time, and I want to stress out, like I answer Amos in the Skype chat, doing the tedious routine is the less sexy thing in trading. The trading is much more fun when you just go to the chart and you play on it. It's like when you're amateur, you just go to the court and kick the soccer ball, and you don't do stretches before, you don't do stability, physical training before. You just go as amateur, you go and you can just play and have fun. But we're uh, in this market, there's no really room to being amateurs. Amateur do not survive in the financial markets, and also mid-range skillful people. We have to be excellent at what we do because the market doesn't care for us. Nobody, when we pay for errors very quickly, and so we really must be excellent, the best of what we do if we want to succeed in this. So we must treat ourselves as professionals, and as professionals, we really need to do the tedious everyday routine in order to play this game. And this game is is uh, is a game that we must be prepared for everything, and we must be very disciplined. The tools to create this disciplincy are the tools that will reduce as much as possible your discretion, your need for discretion at real time. So you really need to do all the preparation, and it all makes sense, but I know it's hard work and need a lot of commitment of time, but you must find it in order to success in this. So I stress out again, lesson number 2 is, I think it's making sense, at least for me, but it's a hard work, and you really must invest that hard work in order to be professional in this. So so let's start and talk about the thing that you mostly struggle, questions that you have. If anyone have a question, just raise your hand, and we'll start with that. And in the second part of the lesson, we'll do some simulation of how we scan for the events that we want to trade, and then we'll do also a simulation, if time allows, simulation on Forex Tester of an event that is evolving, and then how we take the trade, how we keep the mindful questionnaire all the time, all along while we're waiting for the trade, while we in the trade, and how we exit it with by our rules. So these are the comments that I want to say. Let's begin. Gary, looking at the chart. Okay, Gary is asking, looking at any chart, could you walk us through your thinking of order flow, as I feel this will help us find the best levels? Okay, well,
I like this chart.
Sorry?
I like this chart.
You like this chart. Okay, do you want to talk about it?
This chart. Yeah, indeed.
I'll give you,
let's do that, because
I'll give you a keyboard.
Okay. Alrighty. If I am to look for the orders in the market and I see a chart like this, the first thing to do, I suppose, to explain it to you is look at what I'm looking at and why. So I see the entire chart all at once and all the pieces in it. So let me see. What do I see? I see these two highs here. So they're the first place I want to look at, and I want to see what's beyond them. So I look over to here and see how this lines up with it all, because I want to see symmetry in the market. So I've got that there. See how all these line up. Okay, so we've got all that above there. Let's just put that roughly in, because the control on this is a bit off. So the kink on that is either here or it is inside here, and it's deep. So in order to see if these, or if this is a precursor to those guys, we just have to check this kink in here. Maybe it went up higher than all of those. Also, we've got to zoom out and see if there's something to the left of this guy, which is that little bit more important. So I come over to here. Okay, what have we got? Here we have this compression over here. Here we broke into it on this kink over here. And then we can, but you have a bigger kink. We do have a big kink here tying in with this. And that also, I believe, ties in with this guy over here. Bum, bum. Okay, so yes, it's broken this guy here, but it isn't price action because it's still inside here. So looking at this, I see that we've got this guy here, which is significant, and our price is very close to it at the moment, really, really close to it. What's more significant than that? Well, we have what that is a reaction to, and that is a reaction to this over here, and that is looking much, much better. We see that high over there. Okay, we can go higher, but I don't want to go higher right now because this is the way I look at it. So I see this over here. It's tied in with this kink over here. So what have I got? My most important place tying in with that is pre-compression over here, and it is a double top that we've got inside there. And that's the most important place for me right now, right inside there. Now let's go back to H4 on it. And we see that there was a fake resistance there and a fake resistance there, a double top. So of course everybody was selling here because we have ourselves a beautiful flag formed here, and everybody knows, or every retailer knows, that once you've got a double top like that, that when price gets back up to it again, it is going to resist price again, and you're going to be able to sell down to the bottom of the flag. So the retailers are thinking of selling all the way down to here. And what happened? This got faked up and then shot down past the flag. So that is a wonderfully beautiful trick that was played on the retailers, and what we look for in our trading is a trick being played on the way to where a trick was played in the past. So what have we got over here? We've got these guys. Boo boo. We've got these tops going on over here, and it's just the same story again, and it's the same story over and over again. It is people believing the propaganda that's out there on Forex Factory and on every other trading place online that there is. It's pure propaganda, it's pure BS. And that's why I call this area here a BSZ, a BS zone. I also call it that because once this breaks up, you've got loads of breakout traders and you've got stop losses. So it's breakout and stops, it's BS, and this is the zone for it. So if I am looking for a great trade on this particular chart, yes, this is a supply, and yes, that's a supply, and supply should work. So you got loads of retail traders going in short here at this supply, and what's the most natural thing to do is take all of their shorts that they're putting in here, buy against them, and buy up to here where all of their, or where there are loads more buyers, the breakout traders, and the stop losses from the supply sellers here. So you go right into the BSZ, and that is where you are going to look for your trade, catching all the stop losses up to here. So as I say, sellers here, retail sellers here, retail stop losses up here. Retail stop losses on or all stop losses on sells or buys, and then your breakout traders, more buys. So what they're going to do is trick all of the retailers into buying at an extremely high price. I mean, you've got this flag down here, all of this is to be filled, and what you're tricking retailers into doing is buying high. And that's it. That gives them the chance to have the institutional traders, gives them all the buys in the world to sell against and then come down through this flag again. So that is the simple way of looking at this. On this scale, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, this supply is going to work. I mean, there is going to be a scalp there. Let's say somewhere around here, or where we broke into this compression here. You see that compression? Let us oh, there's an alarm going off somewhere. Switch off. Boop, boop, boop. Right. Where are we? Oh yes. So here we see a nice simple compression. I think this trend line is going to just carry on to infinity, but so be it. Oh, we're on a straightening thingy. All right. Well, you see this compression here anyway. That's where it's all marked up. So yes, we can get ourselves maybe a high formed there and bring price back down again, and then the retail sellers will be in here at this supply, and maybe they'll make a low and then another low back down to the high that's formed here, and with a low and a lower low, that means you're going to have loads of retail sellers in because the trend has now changed. So they've made it look bearish, and then it comes back up to here again and gets even more retail sellers in because the trade has or the trend has changed, and then bring price up and over. So as far as order flow goes, that is exactly how I see this chart, and that is the next great opportunity for me. Yes, there's a scalp to be taken in here, just down to the nearest highs, maybe even down to fill up this range or even break the bottom of this range down to whatever we've got our left shoulders over here, or I think where we're broken into the compression over there has already been hit. So we could be coming down to the lower side of this, maybe see this here, the two lows, the BS that's been formed there. So maybe but down to that level. Who knows? That's not important anyway, because for me the big trade is breaking these highs, taking all the stops up over there, and you can see that the trick has been played here. So that is where the order flow is. That is where the orders are for me. And to add to it, we have our compression over here. So this here is our last set of clean orders pre-compression, and that's it. So you've got loads and loads to work with there. You've got pre-compression, which is a great place to bounce price, and you have this beautiful trick that was played and a beautiful trick that's going to be played into it. This plays out over and over and over again all the time in the market. Just look for that. Look for where you've got your double tops sorted or double bottoms, whatever. See, where was I talking? There's a nice double bottom there as well. Just watch for those because they're going to break into the MPL. This one over here is a perfect example. I mean, this is well-chosen chart, Gil. It's like you cherry-picked it just for me to talk about. And that's that. And here again, you've got some BS going on over here, and that breaks down and up again through. So that's it. Look for a trick being played into a place where a trick was played in the past. If you can find something like, or something to tie in with it to make it all the stronger, here adds loads of go for it points because you've got a compression right here. This is pre-compression. It has the lies to be told over here. It has a propaganda all sorted out that everybody's going to be selling at this supply, and that's cool because supply is always going to bring price to demand. What a load of crap. But people still believe that stuff anyway. So watch for the trick. That's it. That's order flow as far as I'm concerned. That's the most important for me. It is always look for a trick being played into a place where a trick was played in the past. And it's as simple as that. Yay. Have any other questions come up? Now I know that I could talk about all sorts of other things in this chart, but for me that's the most important thing. And if this is the only type of trade that you're ever going to take, then go with it, because once price gets over to here, 99.99% of the time it is going to take the stops that are there and it is going to bring price all the way down to, you could say, to these highs at the very least. Now these highs, hold on. Oh, I'm not presenting. Okay, you know these highs, when they break, it's going to form a little kink. Price is going to come up above those highs, and then it's going to make a little flag limit that's there. So once price gets up over to here, it's going to bounce to the top of the flag limit on the break of these guys. So, you know, it's not always going to go to the exact highs because that would make it too obvious altogether. So it would go to the kink at the break of them. And that is a trade to take all the time. Now what we're teaching you is to trade Quasimodos. So what I would want here, certainly inside here we would have to look. Let me just take a little peek inside there because I love precision. I absolutely adore precision. Take this off. Boo, boo, boo. And now our little triangle.
It's here.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. That's a great place for it. Alrighty. Boo, boo, boo. We've got a little kink here. Now, is this the highest that I was talking about? Because that's not exactly precisely drawn if it is. Oh, we're coming from... Where the hell are we coming from with this? See, my memory is absolutely rubbish. Okay, we've got that there. Oh, this is a much bigger thing. Oh, excuse me. Oh, we're talking about over here anyway. Am I in the wrong place? Okay, we're good there. And our little triangle, I've lost it. Oh, I see it. Thank you. So I am happy with that over there. Gotcha. Now, if these are our highs, then we're a bit off. Our kink is inside there somewhere. I wonder what kind of history we've got going on here. Bottom yellow line was the huge box. Was it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we're just not going back far enough. Okay, we just don't have the history back there, is that right?
What you looking for? 1 minute?
I'm looking for... Oh God, we'll never find 1 minute. I was trying to get M15, maybe M30 over there will do it for us.
Yeah. It's
That's July, and that is to... Oh, no. Okay, you find it.
okay. Now let's... Now where you want to go? Here?
Yeah, I want to find the lowest time frame we can get to find the kink.
And 15.
You got it. Okay. This is one big candle that we've got there. So that entire candle, finding the kink, if we cannot find the exact kink on it, then we have to say to ourselves, okay, well, this candle is the one which crossed it. And let me just expand this a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Could you zoom? Yeah. All right. So, there's two candles here, aren't there? No, that's one candle. So, okay, this is the candle that crossed it, and price could have come all the way down here to the bottom, and it could have come all the way back up to the top again, and then come down somewhere in here and back up there and there, which would mean that the kink is this entire candle. So this is why, okay, another thing you want to do, and this is a very good lesson as well, is that whenever you get BS like this and you've got highs marked up and those highs get broken and price comes down and breaks them, what you should be doing instantly is on the lowest time frame you can on the M1 or whatever, you should be marking that kink, because 6 months from now, 2 years from now, that kink could be really, really important to you, because price might not get back to that area for months or for years, and you have lost your M1 history on it. So do mark these kinks where BS was created, where resistance or support was broken and price shot past and then shot back through again. Always mark that kink. It's really important because in M1 the kink could be just a couple of pips here, but later on you'll never find it. So what you're stuck with is a kink like this. Boop, boop, boop. What you are stuck with is a box this size. Now this size is just too big to play with. It really is too big to play with. Now it hasn't hit actually, which is very telling. It really is very, very telling. So let's say this was actually the kink inside that one M15 candle that we had there. Let's say price did come all the way down here to there and then all the way back up again past this line and then all the way down. All you've got then to actually pick up the orders at this MPL, it starts right here. So price could just come to that little yellow line there, and that could be enough to catch all the stops. So do find your kinks. Another really important lesson. Find your kinks, mark them, and mark them before they're gone. So yes, that's too big altogether to work with. Unfortunately, it gives you giant stops in any trade that you take. So do find those kinks, mark those kinks. Let it be part of your daily routine wherever you get double tops broken, double bottoms broken, find the kink, mark it straight away and leave it there until price comes back to it, because it's vital to have these kinks marked. So okay, that's it for that chart. That's the most important thing that I see on this, and you can look for that to the downside. It's always going to be pretty similar stuff, always. Okay, to the downside, what have we got? All right, we've got a left shoulder here, but that has been taken out by that. So this, to me, isn't a very strong place to go looking for price to bounce in the future. What have we got? We've got price breaking into this compression here. You got your little kink there. It looks to me like that has gone. There is the next one over here. So inside this, the lower part of this flag, the next place for me is this BS over here. I would find the kink that ties in with it there. That is where I would look for my next set of orders to come back and fill the range back up to here, or just to these guys over here, because you've got 1, 2, 3 lows lined up there, and there are going to be loads of retail buyers here with their stops beyond these lows. So price can get up to here or even break the top or whatever, and then come down and take out all of the stops and catch all the breakout traders that are here. So you will have breakout sellers and you will have buyers stop loss. So you have tons of sells down here, and the ITs just love to have tons of orders coming into them. So whenever they see a big packet of sells here, they're going to buy those. They're just going to buy those, simple as that. So that is the next place, this line over here. Inside here, yes, you've got a very MPL there, and that might be worth something, but it doesn't tie in with anything to the left. I don't see a lot of strength. Now, maybe if this is an important place over here and that ties in with it, it could be worth something. It might give it some strength. Bum, bum, bum. It's a bit far away. It's not too sexy for me at all. There's this little thing over here, but that's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Yes, you're probably going to get some sort of a bounce here and even make it look a bit bullish from there, but ultimately I'd like to take out these guys, take out these lows. What have we got? We've got this left shoulder over here. Boom. There's that. That could be another place to look. I would find the kink inside here. If that kink doesn't tie in with this, if this hasn't hit that kink, then we could just use the stops from below there to actually come to the kink, and that could bounce price to where this broke for a start, or it could bring us up into the range again. Then ultimately we've got to look beyond that, and this here, this low and this low, they are a reaction to this demand that's over here. Have they gone deep into it? Well, no, they haven't gone deep into it at all. Here's a lovely first place to actually start looking. What I would like to see is, with price making its way over to there, oh, come back. What's happening? Okay, we've both got controls. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, I'll never get that perfect, but we'll just say that's to the bottom of there, okay? All right, with price coming down to this guy over here, I would like to see another low lining up with this over here, and then fill the range somewhat again, and let those lows be a fake support, so that later on it can break those and take the stops then, and it's the same thing over and over again. That is the most important thing that I look for in the market. It is looking for tricks being played on the way to or on approach to places where tricks were played in the past. If that's the only lesson you come away with, oh no, 2 lessons actually from this entire course. The first one is, don't put your stop loss above your high or below your low. That's rubbish. Put it beyond what the high or low is a reaction to. The second one then is, look for tricks being played on approach to a place where tricks were played. And that's it. That's it. Okay, let's close this lesson. We're done. And the next course is going to be 5 minutes, and I'll just tell them to look for tricks that are played. Yes, somebody's speaking. What? I don't know who's speaking. Hi, Amos. Yeah, we can just hear you.
Can you see my mouse?
No, if you have downloaded the Yokibob, if you've downloaded... Okay.
But you have to give me control. Okay. I think you see right now. So for me, I don't know why you select this as a king, because the price see break there, and this is your king, and the max pain level for this king should be right there. So this is a BS zone.
That can be. That really can be. And that would be in a much higher scale. Now, what I don't like about this is that this is right in the middle of a zone. We've got these three highs here, and they all seem to be related. So once price breaks into here, I would be looking past this, and I would be looking for another left shoulder inside here. I would look in just at the top of this candle where this got broken up there. That is actually where I would be looking for shorts. Now, yes, we can get some shorts in there, but this is mid-range. It really is in the middle of a compression. Now, yes, there is something in this. This looks like a very, very important place. There was a massive swing on it on the daily, but still, yes, if you catch PA on it, let price come back down to, now once price gets to around here, I should imagine that it's going to make another high over here and fill some sort of a range back down here again. And yes, once it does ultimately break this, I would be looking for a trade from that level back down to where these highs got broken. But I wouldn't expect the whole range to fill. And now I haven't looked in the very past on this, but I should think that this might be a reaction to another high further to the left, which comes up to around here. Maybe I'm wrong. We don't have the history here. I think this is what we were looking at. Is it? Or have I lost the plot altogether? Hold on. Back to here again. Oh, I've lost it. It's getting worse. Hold on. Alrighty. We're now on the weekly. Oh yes, this is the high that you were looking at and saying that that's important. That is somewhat important, but my guess was actually right. We've got this guy over here. I'm glad that the charts do what I tell them retrospectively. Boop, 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 boop. Actually, look at that. That has been hit. What have we got over here? I think what we had is the most significant. Yeah, that is the most significant place that we've got. But if our kink on this actually comes up higher than there, and we haven't touched it, which I'd say we have. We must have touched it by now. Then we're actually coming on a second time back to that kink. There's the left shoulder. The kink is in there. That's the first time back to that kink, and that is important, and that's why we did get the turn there. Now, next time when price gets back to this, we're second time back to the same kink, and I would actually have it break because these orders have been picked up. Now, yes, we do have our compression inside there, the 1 top, 2 top, 3 tops there. Call it a compression, call it a stacked zone if you will. I do like to call it a compression because the MPL of this has been hit by this, and the MPL of this has been hit by this, so it's a perfect compression for me. So the most important place is in at the tip of the compression, and there could be some orders left inside there. And that's it. So yay for them putting this over here to prove my point. So yes, it is about now, yes, Gil has lessons to come, and I think that I've just taught one of them. It is to see the bigger picture, and yes, while this is important, this tells you that it's not so important. There must be something else which is more important. So without even seeing, without even knowing what was to the left, we were able to spot that this is not vital, and that this is not vital here, that the price will go to the other end of it, and there it is. Simple as that, really. Okay, does that answer your question a little bit, or was there a question?
Yes, but for me, the question was how to select the kings, because, okay, if you don't have this high, this would be your king in this case, because this align with after break of this flag limit, this is the bigger king.
After the break of this flag limit, this is the bigger kink.
I mean, which aligned with this high. So why this align with this high, this one not?
Oh, I always look to the furthest left, or no, furthest right. So the nearest to present time. That is where I will look for the kink. So yes, this is a kink, but this one is nearer to us in time, and this one is not inside that one. If this kink was inside that kink, then I would say, okay, this could definitely be the kink. But this kink here is not inside that kink that's there. So this is the important one for me. But okay, if the low of this had have, you know, see the swing here, if the low of this swing had have only come to about here, and then price came away down, I would say, okay, this is possibly the kink. But this is not it because it has been broken by this one, so the nearest kink in time to us is this one. Okay?
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah. So always go for what's closest to you in time. So that's that. Okay, do we have another question? Okay, if we always want to drill down for an M1 kink, then what's the point in marking in, say, H1? Scooby, have you got a microphone? Are you still here?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. I want you to answer your own question if you don't mind.
Well, I've written something as the last thing in my journal, and this is something that causes me confusion. You know, just how far to drill down on each kink, and it's kind of similar to the last question there. And when we look at the kink, obviously with the bigger candles and say H1, the kink's going to be bigger, but then you can look within the H1 candle that actually breaks the level, and you can narrow it right down until you get to M1, you know, with a narrower range to it. So
yeah.
So you know, it's just thinking, what should I be doing there?
Oh, you should absolutely find the lowest time frame kink that you can possibly find. Absolutely, definitely find that one because it's the most precise. Yes, you could have a big H1 kink or a big daily kink or whatever, which is 600-700 pips wide, or you could find one M1 kink which can work absolutely perfectly, and it could be 10 pips wide. So instead of getting in at the wrong place and having hundreds of pips for a stop loss, you could get in what is very possibly the perfectly right place, which is, now this is very important, this is a really important point. If it is invisible to the retailers, then it is much stronger. So an H1 kink or an H4 kink or daily kink, it's very visible. They'll use that as supplier, they'll use that as demand, and get themselves hurt. Whereas if you're in that one invisible M1 kink, it will look like price has turned in the middle of nowhere, and you'll understand exactly why it has turned absolutely in the middle of nowhere. So mark all your kinks.
Just a minute.
You can be a presenter if you like. Do you have charts ready to go? Hang on, Pip wants to come in. He's very insistent.
It was just to take the mouse a minute. How do I do that? Right,
send a request. I think you hover over your name, right-click it, and it will be ask for or request mouse and keyboard control. That's so long as you've downloaded the app.
Yeah, now you can just share your screen and we'll see yours. Right.
Can't see a thing.
Yeah, now we should see your
I can't see
screen.
it.
Yeah.
All right. No, it was actually to mark on your screen. Sorry.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Will you take back presenter?
Yeah. And I'll give you, and you have keyboards. So go ahead.
Right. So, so you've got the big kink there. So I'm thinking you come along to the furthest point to the right before the price went away and then it came back to it. So for this one here, are we not looking for the kink of this price structure around about here? You've got a left low, you've got the high, and then the kink as it comes back through here.
Which relates to, okay, we're looking at that yellow box. Is that, we are looking at that yellow box.
Coming back through that level,
Okay, what's the most important place in that whole price structure that you've got?
The left shoulder.
Yeah, but the left shoulder then go to the right of it, and you go into the big kink. What is the most important place on that? Okay, that is not the one for me. We're going to the one nearest in time. So go to the right of that, to the next swing.
Stop of the compression.
This one here?
Yes. What's the most important place in there? Like, what's the best price?
Is it the box above these highs there?
It is. It's the yellow. It's there. Yeah, yeah. Indeed. That is the best price in it, and we go for the best price. We'll always go for the best price that we could get. Yes, you can get price action in any of the lower places, and that's all great. If you can get them, take them on the scale that you get them in. But for me, I will always wait for the extremes. I will always wait for the best places. And, you know, add to the story as well. Make sure you understand the story. You see this stack of supplies here, this compression that we've got, understand that, or where is the strongest place in that? The strongest place to trade in that is either inside the tip of the compression or it is pre-compression over there. So the most important place in this area for me is right at that yellow box.
And what I find is that kind of ties in. So that the last kink you have in effect is a QM normally that falls down and hasn't filled yet. Is that right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is. Just leave me with controls for a moment. We have this compression here. You can call that all one flag if you like. So we broke up. We got the fake out above, and then we came and we broke this flag. Now, what do you expect? What do you want to happen once you've broken this flag? Well, you want to get your Quasimodo, because we are Quasimodo traders here, and what we look for is the Quasimodo. So once price breaks this guy here, you want it to come back up and take those orders over at the left shoulder. And it should. It just should take those out. When it doesn't come back and take those out, when it just carries on and does its thing, the most important place is the initial Quasimodo level.
Sure.
So because price didn't come back and fill this later, that was done for a reason. It should come back and take out the left shoulder level. It's the best price. Absolutely, they should have loaded up. They should have compressed their way back up into here. And swap themselves out to be going net short and heavily net short over here, and then get price all the way down. And it's very telling when price doesn't come back up and fill the Quasimodo. It means that later on they're going to play some BS trick to get loads and loads of stops in at the Quasimodo level that we've got. So yes, you could say that over here is the actual kink, that this is the kink on the right of the left shoulder over there. So what happened? Okay, price got to it. Is there any sign of PA there at all? Did price even come back to these last highs? No, it didn't. There's no PA formed there. So if you had have thought, okay, this could be my kink. So what I'm going to do is look for a low time frame, what's it called? A low time frame PA in there to get price back to fill the lowest range we can get. The lowest range we can get is over to where these guys broke. Let me just go in there then.
Because I was going to say that, okay, the PA didn't form there on the daily, but obviously if you drill down to maybe M5, there's maybe
yeah. I'm going to try and get the lowest time frame PA that we can get, and I will switch this off. And then I'm going to, Gil, will you find that thingy and just bring us into this kink? Yeah. Beautiful, lovely. And then the lowest time frame you can get there, that's in March. July.
Let's try. It's May.
2 months more.
July.
No, we'll not get there in that time frame, I think. No way. Very optimistic.
Yeah?
Yeah. And we're still in July, so I'd say the webinar will be 3 hours long before we get to there. You're still trying. Bless your tenacity.
Okay, let's try on M5.
While you're searching for this, I remember maybe a month or two back I wrote in RTM, I put in a Dali painting actually of Gala standing at a window, which if you look at it from 40 foot away and squint your eyes, it's a perfect portrait of Abraham Lincoln. And that is really how I look at the charts. If I see a chart, I can see everything in it and just look for all the symmetry in it and see everything at once. I hope that with practice everybody here will be able to do that as well, because it is very simple. Just finding the symmetry in the market, look for all the shapes. The market is just a series of boxes running from left to right, and those boxes fill up and they're very predictable. Okay, we're now in May. Okay, we're nearly there. Or is this it?
I think so.
Was I wrong to think? No, it was March, April, wasn't it?
So where do you want to be?
I forgot, Gil. You know me. I've got no brain. Oh, we're in March. Okay. There's our kink over here. Lovely.
Here?
There's our kink. Yes, that's what we're looking at. Yes. H1. So, okay. What we want to do is get price coming back to these highs over here. Let me put in a temporary line here. I'll get rid of it again in a moment. Okay, what we want to do is, come on, yellow line. Oh, be cool. Yeah, there. So, okay, our kink is there. So we want price to come to the top of this candle over here from the MPL of that over there. So, okay, what have we got? We want price to do something nice like this, to make an high, and then a low, and then a higher high, and then a lower low. And then we want to get ourselves back in again at the MPL of that and get ourselves all the way down to here. So, is there anything that we can do? Not at all. It didn't even come and break anything at all. By the time it actually came down to here to pick up this demand that was there, it had already broken our kink. So there's no PA there. Maybe in M5 or M15 or whatever, there is a trade to be had. Now, I'm not going to go looking for it again, but let's say we did get a Quasimodo there in M5. Where is our target for that? Our target for that is this approach flag that we've got there. It's going to be either where this candle gets broken up and the kink is there, or it's going to be the left shoulder of it, which is there, or else it's going to be down towards the MPL on the other side of it. You'll see the low there, find the kink of it, and let that be the next target. The first bit of PA then is to actually break what this is a reaction to. It is to break this little kink that we've got over here. If we break that, then we are on our way down to here, and we can expect that range to be filled up, but we got no price action whatsoever. And that is the whole point of this course. It is to find important places, and actually, let's start the other way. Let's start with the way that I would trade. If I was looking for PA entries, I would find myself a Quasimodo being formed. I would find the price has engulfed this, and it's retracing back up. So then I would say, okay, what I've got here is an engulf. Where are we in space? Have we actually made ourselves, or have we got an upcoming Quasimodo which is actually from a decent level? So if I find that we'd engulfed there and I hadn't seen what's to the left, the first thing I do is look at the high that we've got and find out what it's a reaction to in the past. And if it's a reaction to something like this and the high only came up to this level, I think absolutely beautiful. That is brilliant. I'm in love with that. And then I will take the QM trade on it. But in this case, let's say this is the high that we had, and then price came down to here. I would say, okay, now we have an engulf. Let's go see what's on the left, and we'll say, okay, this thing here has broken, so this is not PA from this kink. So with it being not PA from this kink, that up there is actually a signal to go long, and if you've got a signal to go long, you don't think of going short to fill up your range. You have to say, okay, well, where is the next place that I'm going to look for a short? So okay, this was another perfect example of where to look for PA. This is a kink, you're absolutely right, this is a gorgeous kink, really, really gorgeous, and literally you are correct. It is a kink tied in with the left shoulder, and it is the nearest one in time to us, but we didn't get any PA from it at all, and hence this course. If you don't get the PA, you don't have the trade. So you don't have the PA, you don't get the trade. Next, on to the next one. Look above for the next place to actually start taking a trade from. Easy as that. So then you look into the history and you say, okay, well, this is a nice little bounce there. Maybe it's where we broke into this compression over here. It's something nice. But for me, I would have to say, okay, this here, this kink is nice in that it is a continuation of where we broke down this flag here, but we did not come and fill this range, fill up this Quasimodo again. So for me, there is no trade until we get back up and fill this left shoulder level and create the Quasimodo. And then we do, once again, when price gets back up to here, we will look for that PA, we'll look for that engulf, and our first target then is going to be this place, and we have broken that, so this could be another really fine target for it as well. We've got that high there, we've got these highs here. It is, it's a lovely level. Very strong. That was amazing PA that we got there in breaking out of the flag but not coming back up. So this for me is very strong and could be our target. Yes, it's our second target. The first target is where these highs get broken and you get the little kink formed there, and that's that, and we're done with that. So yeah, that is that. Now there was something I was going to say again, and oh, it's probably going to come back to me in 10 or 15 minutes. It was something about red. What was it about red? Bless his cotton socks. Oh, yes. It's just a simple thing. Now with red, if he had if he was looking to trade this level here, and what he had was a little low being formed, a little flag before price hit its target, what would do is, once he had the actual PA, once he had the engulf, he would put on part of his trade. He wouldn't wait for the Quasimodo because he knows, or he knew very well, that once price actually made that PA, that it was going to go to the target down there. So he's going to get a bit of his trade in, just a little bit. Because he doesn't want to put his full position on there, but he doesn't want to lose out of the trade. So as soon as he gets the engulf, he's in the trade with his target down at the kink of this. Actually, he was great at targets. Yeah, this, I think his target probably would have been down around here or something like that. But that's just red. So he would have not waited for the Quasimodo. He would have gotten part of his trade in, and then he would have left a pending order up at the Quasimodo level itself, up at the left shoulder, so that he's very happy to see any retrace and even drawdown. He's really happy with drawdown because he knows the price, once it gets back up to the left shoulder level, he will be back in with the rest of his position, and it's a much closer stop loss, and it is very strong for him. He knows the price is going to find its way down to the target. So that's that. Okay, I think we've answered that. It is, if you find something that looks like your kink and it's the small kink rather than the big kink, wait for your price action. Wait for your price action everywhere. Just wait for your price action, otherwise you're going to be losing a lot more. So yeah, simple as that. Now, have we got any other questions past that, or are there any questions on that answer? Oh yes, you're right, Loopy. You can press space and enter date. Yeah, I never know whether it's the American format for date or whether it's the European one, so I always screw that up. Okay, any more questions? Ah, gotcha.
Well, there's a way to do it. There's two methods I do when I want to go to history, and maybe just a good time to give the tip. One is you can take the vertical. Let's say we're on daily and we want to go around here. You just take the vertical, you place it. Let's make it a color that everyone can see. Okay. And when you double click on it, you can just take the date, copy, and then when you make space, you
oh my golly!
So you're there. The other thing is
you're a freaking genius.
The other thing is a tool I've created, which is I called it the time machine.
Oh yeah, I love that thing.
We did it for Mikal from the academy. This guy, and he's doing something that I really try to preach all the time for you guys. Let's go to a clean chart, and let's say we have this top, okay, and we always want, like we said, we always want to justify the tops and the bottoms. We want to understand why price did what it did, right? Why did we have
where?
This?
Yeah, exactly.
So he always have these lines, and he wants to understand what these lines are subject to. Okay, so we created a script for that. When you just click on that and you take the RTM time machine on the chart, then boom, you go to the next time price hit. So
you brings you to exactly where. Yeah,
so you get to the source, right? So these are two ideas of how to work this concept, but you should always mind to explain yourself what you really need to know the story of this turnaround. Okay?
Yeah, because price action in the wrong place is not price action. It's just not.
Yes, it's just a fake. It's just the place for the manipulation. So, I mean, we better do it. So I wrote down also this. If we're done with the Swissy.
Well, that time machine is now on sale for $99.99. Yay!
Rupee. Yeah. Okay. If anyone wants it, I'll give it to you guys, because I really want you guys to always explain yourself why price turn. I think it's very fundamental and key for understanding the bigger picture. You really must have understand this, understand these, okay? So you really must plot your lines and then go and see what it is made of.
Because a low means absolutely nothing until you know what a low is a reaction to.
Right?
It just means zilch.
No, I don't write indicators for Forex Tester because it's a completely different environment, so I don't waste my time on learning just another one. So sorry for that, Gary. But
any software that you get given by us guys, by the way, it's just for us.
Yeah.
Simply just for us.
But anyway, these are just shortcut tools to do what we must do. I mean, we must explain ourselves the levels. We must explain ourselves. We must know the bigger picture. So sometimes we have ideas for tools that make our life easier. So we make it, but it doesn't really replace the need to make the effort and explain yourself everything, because we are chart readers, we are market readers, and and as readers, we need to understand what we're reading. We need to understand the story of the market. So if I don't explain this top, I didn't understand what is written here. Okay,
mm-hmm.
So it's really our job, our duty to understand this, and once we do it, we will have we will understand what's really important. Okay, and with that we can, if explain to you with his word how he see the charts, and I'm more superficial guy than he is, and I explain myself the story that I can read from the chart in much less words like I would be Arnold Schwarzenegger or something. I'm just trying to justify the turning points and see if they are making sense. If this place was just consuming the area on the left, and this one is a bounce of on the left on a target, let's call it demand, okay, then I give no chance for this area to work. So this would disqualify my QM. But if I have good reason for this, and we just drop the time machine and we go there, come on. We have another one. 1 second. Okay, so we have this one.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, because it doesn't have the history there. Okay, but if we go here and we can consider the whole area, at least on that time frame, on that scale, we can consider this as target. Then it gives me a validation for this QM. So I can expect at least a reaction that will do me something to the nearest target on the lower scale. So maybe I would want to trade this. Maybe my rule book would tell me that to trade these. Sorry. That to trade this line, this QM, I should consider lower time frame, like let's say 1 minute or even a tick chart Quasimodo to try to scalp this area and take whatever the market gives me, and maybe it's going to turn into a bigger swing, but this would be the consideration, because here rebounds from a compressed area. We need it is a target.
Actually, before you go on and explain this, can anybody tell us whether we actually have PA there, whether we have an engulf and whether we have a Quasimodo forming? Let me see. I'm going to pick somebody. Yeah, Loopy. Yeah, good. Okay.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Yeah, give you
yeah. Okay. Zoom out into either Zoomish or higher time frame. No, actually zoom in. No, zoom out. Yes.
Okay, so let's see if we have PA here. Basically, we have this prominent left shoulder.
Look at you. You're doing perfectly.
Okay, and all these eyes have, to me, this king.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect.
So after we engulf here, I would try to find a trade in here, let's say, on this time frame, because it's higher, and this coupled with this compression here,
yeah,
would be a perfect trade for me, unless after we engulf, we don't retrace, and we hit this area of MPLs,
mm-hmm.
which is the end of this compression. Also, this would be another target for me here.
Yeah.
And and another target would be from this compression. Let me see if I can find a trade. So we would have also this compression here, basically. So I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, where we break into the compression. Yeah, it's actually the same kink.
It's actually
no, it isn't the same kink. It's the kink lower. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes, it's this one, and it was touched once. So I think when we break out of the last rectangle I drew, would be the real PA for me.
That's beautiful. Now you are missing one important thing.
Okay.
You've got to zoom out to the higher time frame and look for highs or lows in the way.
Okay, I don't know how to go on weekly to see what do we have. Okay, so we're here. Let's see to the left of this flag.
Actually, we're looking good there. I see nothing.
Yeah.
But you always have to check for that. You always have to check. Is there some monster level in the way which is going to stop price?
We have this low that we might be in the way.
It's much higher than where we are.
Further away, so it's not our. And of course, looking from here, this would be another future target, let's say.
Oh, sure, for filling that range, absolutely.
Yes.
And if you want to tighten that down, you will look to, do I have any sort of control? Okay. Oh, I have controls, yes. To tighten that down, I would see that this whole thing here, this candle seemed to break into, or it seemed to be the first engulf, and I'd like to see that the low after the engulf came down to pre-compression inside here. You see this compression there?
Yes.
Now, anybody who has a basic understanding of Quasimodos will say, okay, here is the left shoulder, so here is where I want to do my buy. And if it
No,
breaks
but
that line, then it's gone. I would look for a kink coming way down into pre-compression here, and way down there, if the kink still covers it, it's just perfect for me, because for the retailers it's a break of the Quasimodo level, so the Quasimodo level is gone and broken. But for us, it's pre-compression there. There's a ton of orders inside there. If our kink actually ties in with that, then we are looking absolutely brilliant for a trade there. And retailers will not see it. Retailers will have no idea that it's there. And my favorite places to trade are absolutely invisible to retailers.
Yeah, I want to
really
say
loudly
something
about
about very high time frame, like weekly, monthly, daily, even H4. Most of us are not planning to be, I mean, and also in Forex, so we cannot do it because of the swap rates that are going to kill us. So we're not going to hold trades for weeks and weeks. So the very high time frame are very not accurate. They're good to know the big picture. We really need to know that we're in a zone that may affect our trade, or maybe we need to know what the bias of the market accordingly. But we really need to drill down to a lower time frame or mid-range time frame, at least, to get some accuracy, because we want to
oh, absolutely.
try to eliminate the most. So
but we have to be aware of the very high time frames. I mean, you could have perfect PA in M1,
right,
and you just know the price after breaking this is going to get to that, and it just absolutely must. But then if the trade fails and you zoom out and you see that 10 years ago there was this low formed or there was this high formed on a massive swing, and that has killed your M1 trade.
Can you check inside of this zone? Because I think you have PA, because price engulfed this and didn't hit the MPL for this target.
I didn't see PA there, but okay.
It's, you said in the first lesson that it's a bit advanced setup. Price engulfed into a flag.
It engulfed into a flag, but are we looking at the same thing? Are we looking at 3 candles back from the present? Looking at 3 candles back for the present where that actually broke our yellow line, is that it? Well, just look over here, and you see the Quasimodo level of this here. This is the QM level. It's the left shoulder of that, and that is exactly where price turned, where price came to.
But
so
maybe
for me,
there's
your PA there. Okay, but if we didn't get the H4 PA that we were looking for, we certainly didn't get the M1 PA that we're looking for. We really didn't get it, because we have to break this. We just have to break this to get our PA. Now, if you're talking about looking at the kink on this in the closest time to us, then all right. If we got PA, the kink is going to be inside there somewhere. If we actually got low time frame PA from that, then yes, we could be looking at something good. But we've broken that one, but we haven't broken this one. So it's meaningless to us.
So you can flag between this and this one, because this is another price.
Oh, sure.
Place to there and then go to the target, which is this target or this, even this target. So
yeah, but I don't see any targets not being hit. I mean, you look at this and then you look over here. We've got this MPL on this, and we find the kink inside there.
Maybe it wasn't hit.
Maybe you just got to find the kink first. Got to find the kink in there, and there's a very good chance that it's been hit. Also, you've got this guy there and that guy there, that little QM forming over there. So, you know, once you're done with this side of a flag, actually, over on the left-hand side of this, your targets are there, and whatever. Once you're done with those, you'll start looking on the underside. So it's there, and there, and there, and then there. There are your targets. So yes, breaking into a flag is difficult. You do look at the outside, you look left of the high, and then you look left again, and then you've got to look for, is it compressed inside here? Where is the first engulf inside here? That's important as well. And then once you're done with the first engulf, you'll start looking at the lows that are formed over on the right-hand side of the main part, but inside here, these ones. They're all important. Yes, there are so many targets to be found inside a flag. To break the flag is much better. I mean, once you've broken this here, you are looking far as you're in this compression, and you know that if there's no big time frame or high time frame, low or high in the way over there, that we're going to run all the way through our compression to the other end of it. So, okay. Another one. I am having hard time finding MPL. Can that be always kink that price fake out must reaction to? Yes, it is as simple as this. Look for where a trick was played in the past. Look for resistance being set up and price breaking up through it and then breaking down through, or look for support being established and then the support gets broken and price shoots back up through. That's the MPL. It's the last set of orders. Now, let's say in here, what's the MPL of this? Okay, on the H4 scale, our MPL of this is here, but also you've got this high over here. The high got faked up, price came down, price should have come back all the way up to that Quasimodo level, and it seems that it didn't. Now, you're going to have to look into your lower time frames here and see that, okay, once price came down here, maybe it came back in that candle and picked them up. Let us actually go check it. We're getting advanced here. Gil, am I getting too advanced with this?
No, just explain it so it won't confuse anyone, but make it usable.
Okay. Alrighty. We've got that. Turn that off. And look for it. There it is. Come with me. No, I missed. Gil, I want that triangle on this candle here, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, look, you can see it already in the H1. You see this left shoulder here? That has already been picked up by these. You see, that is that's a big deal. That has a left shoulder. It's got a kink in here. That kink has been hit. And look at this. You've got that left shoulder, or that high, and that high there lining up. That is beautiful resistance, and that resistance is there for a reason. So there's retailers will sell again inside that flag, and then their stops are above, because people will always put their stops just above the flag, and it's just so enticing. Take out those stops and then get everybody trading against you, and then you can pick up all those orders being really heavy and move away as is your wont. So yes, that was an MPL. And if this hadn't come up, if those guys had have just been left there and they hadn't been engulfed back up, then you would say, okay, well, that's a trick waiting to be played in the future. Here is a trick played in the past. Here we had a beautiful high and we had a pin bar as well. Now, a pin bar, we all know that trading candles is the most important thing in the world. And with a pin bar, what you do is you break the candle just by a pip or two or three or four, whatever you like, and then you can get in on your trade. So price action traders, I love price action traders, the candle readers, they're just so dumb. Well, it's not they're dumb, they've just been lied to so much. They're told to sell on the break of the pin bar and put their stop loss above the pin bar, and then this happens. It's just so simple. so many stops are above here simply because we've got this pin bar. They're taken out just by a few pips, just enough to give the DITs a ton of buys at an extremely high price that they can sell to and then let price come back down. This got taken out later on, so it's now not strong. Yes, later on there is some sort of a trade here. You got these highs. This was a trick that was played up into there. So there is some sort of a trade to be taken there, but it's on a really low scale. It's not on M15. Well, if it is on M15, then your first target for it is going to be this place here, wherever that got broken on approach. Maybe even there as a target too, where this got broken on the way back up. But as far as order flow goes, these orders that are here at this left shoulder level have been taken. I don't see any strength in that in the future. So my best place is to zoom out again. My best place is to look at this left shoulder here, find the MPL of it there. These two candles are pretty telling. They are, they're a compression. They're a 2-candle compression, but that's fine. Boo. We've got this left shoulder here. We've got this kink crossing it over here. I would look to perhaps there for my trade. Now, the stop is going to be above here, or my mental stop is going to be above here. But from this level here, from this MPL, you'd expect to have a bounce. And the bounce should be fast as well. If it comes to our target and breaks our target, then great, we can stay in. But if it doesn't, if it starts to play around, mess around, I don't like hanging around in trades where they haven't loaded up yet. I do not like being in an accumulation or a distribution. I like to have, you know, instant gratification on these things, and I want price to make PA straight away. But if they have been loading up their positions on the way to this level over here, then price should go and move very quickly away from it. If price doesn't move quickly in your direction, then they're not loaded up. It means they haven't got enough orders in, so that makes me worry about my trade, and I like to get in and wait for an engulf and then get in a Quasimodo. So simple as that. Now also, that is the, let me see, this is the kink to the right. This is the small kink. The big kink, of course, is this one. So you could be looking at your last orders there, or you could be looking at your last orders over here. If that ties in with this pre-compression over there, then perfect, all the better. So this is either your big kink or this here is your little kink. One of those is the one that's going to do it for you. Okay, retailer stops are our entries. Absolutely. Yeah, people ask me what kind of trader I am. Are you a breakout trader? Are you whatever? And I say, no, I'm a stop-loss trader, and that is all I am, a stop-loss trader. Because I remember when I started trading, I would get myself in on a trade and my stop loss would be in a certain place, and then my stop loss would be hit at the exact place the price turns. So then I realized, hold on a second, my stop losses are exactly where I should be entering, so let's work on that. So I won't say that what I did was become one of those, one of those reverse traders. You know that there's software out there, indicators that you can get or scripts that you can get to say that if you say sell, you buy, and if you say buy, then you sell. People do this, and people actually go to losing traders and they take exactly the opposite trade of them, and they make money from other people's losses because some people always lose because they are fed the lies and the propaganda and whatnot. So if you do exactly the opposite of a losing trader, you're going to be a winner. And there are scripts out there for copying and reversing other losers' trades. So yes, I said, okay, I was a loser, always losing and always getting stopped out at the perfect turning point. So I said, okay, well, my stops are the same as retailer stops, so I should be getting in where my stop loss is rather than getting out where my stop loss is. Please can you show a quick few more MPL, not detailed, just big picture. I'd like somebody else to. Can somebody else have a go at doing this, please?
Yeah,
He was a volunteer.
one thing.
Oh yeah.
The reason I brought this chart, where's my, the reason I brought this chart, and we partly talked about this, is that, let me just open again, and I'll make a clear one.
What a time to need to go pee, but I must do it. Back in a sec.
So, is that the one more? Yeah. Right. Okay. So the reason I brought this chart is because we see here a QM, and the instinct is to see this left shoulder as something to work with. But the trick here is that this level is already consumed, but still we have a little QM in here. So we saw it in a lower time frame right here. Okay, so it's related to the question about the QM, about the MPL. So we see this level being consumed many times before it's really turned down. So we cannot consider this as a QM because it's disqualified itself. But we still have some level. If we go lower to lower time frame, then we can see this little QM that maybe we can work on. So we have this one. So that actually would be an MPL because this level disqualified. This one is a compression area where we can only take the edge of this. So so our entries and our may be around here. So maybe here we should look for another little QM on a lower time frame, or maybe this one may work. So so we have a bigger picture, but when we drill down, we can see all the traps that are laid down there, and these are the levels that are deeper inside that we would want to trade, and well, it can happen that price will turn maybe here or maybe even here, even though it was wasted already. But our best shot, our best rewarding trade would be trading on the MPLs, trading here, here, or maybe here. So taking little risks inside these zones are much better than this one. But the picture that caught my eye was this. I was looking for this formation and I found it. Okay, but then we need to investigate much further in lower time frame to see the real story of the order flow, and what are better opportunities we have inside. So so that's to answer two questions about the MPL and about the disqualification of a bigger QM that we see in there. Okay, and we already explained this top. Okay, we did it before, right? Yeah. So, any other questions? Okay, everyone gone silence. Okay, so now we have, let's say, this situation. We justify this level to be a reaction of supply, and we start thinking of a short trade around these areas. Okay, we drilled down and we saw this level, maybe this level to be tradable, or even these, the pre-compression somewhere around here to trade. So now it's time to apply our discipline, our routine that will work for us. First, we need to see if okay, we explain this is a valid bounce from a valid supply, but is this something that should worry us, the bounce back? Does anyone want to take a shot on this and analyze this low?
This already hit its target. I mean, we already looked at this lower thing. This is a target for.
Yes, it hit a target, but what kind of target did it hit?
I didn't hit MPL of this, I mean, for this zone, this one. And this is tied with the compression. So this, I think this should be the real MPL.
Okay.
Well, sure. Now, first we're looking at the top of the flag, and before we definitely look at the top of the flag before we look at the bottom of the flag. I do see that the low that has just been formed isn't deep enough for me. This guy over here, that guy just isn't deep enough. So what are we going to have below here? We're going to have loads of stop losses below here for any of the buyers that we have in. Now what have we got? Are we getting buyers? Well, we've got a high formed here, and that high got broken, so now our trend has moved up. So in an uptrend, people are going to be buying the bottom of this flag here, and they're going to be expecting the flag to fill again. Maybe it will flag again from there, but this for me just didn't go deep enough, so I would love to see something like a double bottom formed over here. Now we do have the MPL of that over there, and that is pre-compression over here, so even that could be good enough for a bounce there, and then we could be filling maybe this small range, or we could be filling the higher range back up to here. But ultimately I would like to see price break this, and you see we've got a double bottom over there. I would like to see something even deeper in there. Now yes, the stops from here could be taken out to down here to make another support over there. Ultimately though, I would like to take these guys out as well, and maybe in a lower time frame there is something over there which ties in perhaps with this or this or something to the left of that to give it extra strength, and then you've got one set of stops taken out, then you've got two set of stops taken out, and then you can go and fill the range back up again, no, if the top of this range hasn't been filled by the time all this happens, then it would just be the nicest to take all the stops down to around here and then fill that range again. No price action has been made. Breaking the low of this is not making price action. Breaking those guys is not making price action. So the ITs love to make things which look like price action but which aren't. So the break of this, loads of stops below there. Everybody thinks that the break of this is PA. It isn't PA. Everybody thinks that the break of this is PA, but it isn't PA. And they love to make things that look like PA, which aren't PA, because the stops are there, and they can just fill the range again once they've taken out those stops. They love to do it. Absolutely love to do it.
But let's say you don't have PA, price didn't break below. So you retrace between until there. From there to there, you can hope for a range to be filled. So you wait for PA here, or you wait for PA here and wait for this range to be filled.
Yeah.
Between these two lines. So
yes,
you can wait. If you are not sure about the PA in the higher time frame, you can wait for PA in lower time frame and go with PA.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking at a weekly candle, and it's one giant candle up or one giant candle down. That's going to have hundreds of different H4 ranges in it, and you can play those ranges. There's tons to be done in the lower time frame. Absolutely. And that's the joy of reading the market the way we do. You do not have to be stuck on one time frame. You can do it on any pair and any time frame you like. So, okay, and could you draw us some nice PAZ boxes? Geez, no, that's one big class. No, in fact, that's 4 classes on PAZ boxes. But I have said it all. I've said every single thing, and Gil has said everything about PAZs that need to be said. If you pore over the classes that we've had, everything's in there. And you know that we've taught a lot more than we said we were going to teach in this anyway. It's all there. So just pore over it, watch the videos 20 times each, and you'll begin to see that everything that has been said is really, really important, and nothing has been said which isn't important. So don't think, okay, I'll just kind of glance at the videos and not take too much of it in. I'll just go for the major points that have been said, because there are little points in there which have absolutely massive significance.
Where price can symmetry, there is a PAZ. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, indeed.
Well, another thing to help you think about PAZs is that try to read out loud the story of the order flow that the chart tells you. Okay, so when you read it out loud, you say, okay, here we have compression. This is Quasimodo area. This is then you start seeing these blocks, and these blocks, price action blocks, these are the zones that you should be considering. So, but I wouldn't recommend that what I said now, you go and apply this, because it's going to overcomplicate your thing. We had a little discussion, Eve and myself, before this lesson, and because we're doing a very short course, the objective of this course was to take only one concept and to show you how you can make your bread and butter from one concept of understanding price. So we were talking about Quasimodo, and we also discussed other ideas, but what we want to, the goal of this course, and what we want to get out of this, is that you will succeed in working and mastering one methodology out of the whole price action thing. And once you master one part of this, like you do in everything, like if you practice basketball, then you go to the 3-shot and you just practice this until you have your hand for the 3-point shot. Okay, it's the same thing. Now I think you should concentrate on how to break down the Quasimodo understanding into practical trading, and this was the objective for this course. So I don't want you to overcomplicate things. I've seen that some of you already are doing this in the homework. Try to see things in a very simple way. Try to read out loud the order flow story, just for the cause of telling yourself if that price action event is the one that you want to trade. So for every little thing that happened on the chart, you'll have an explanation and you have your own bias on it. Okay, so you know what you want to do, whatever the chart read out for you. Okay, so
In fact, if you want to keep it simple, the best person in the universe to look at with this, he's not a teacher, he's just a trader, and he doesn't teach at all. He is too introvert for that by far. He showed us his equity curve maybe about a year back, and it's just stupid, absolutely stupid. It's just this. It is, what would you say, it's about a 75 or 80 degree angle, just shooting up, up, up. And all he trades are Quasimodos. You know the guy, it's Kruger. You haven't seen him in ages, he's just busy making money. And Jesus, he is only trading really simple Quasimodos. And if you even look at his journal, the target is always, the PA is very simple, the target is always extremely simple. Every single trade that he takes, it's screaming at you. And the multiplication or the compounding he's done on his account is just stupid. And he doesn't care about compression. He doesn't care about any of the stuff that I loved to learn. He doesn't care about any of the stuff that you're really eager to learn. He only trades Quasimodos, and he makes it so bloody simple. Doesn't look for anything difficult at all. If it's difficult, he pays it no attention. Just perfect Quasimodos, and he's still going at it non-stop. We hardly see him anymore. He's got nothing to learn from us. He's got nothing to teach us. He's just busy as can be trading Quasimodos. Nothing but that, and he's set, just set from it. So you can do it too. Even just look at his journal. His journal doesn't explain anything. Yes, you need the instruction that we gave you so that you can understand it. But if you go back and look at his journal, you'll see instance after instance after instance of perfect Quasimodos, and only Quasimodos being traded. So yes, just watching his journal will not teach you how to do it, but once you've learned how to do it, he will solidify it, and he will, his journal will say, give you example after example of how it should be done.
Yeah, and this guy, I spent a whole week with him.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
He's just amazing, patiently at everything. One day he just showed me a trade he took for like 35 pips he took from it. And he said, I was waiting 40 days, 14 days he was waiting, looking at 1 minute charts to enter this 35 pips trade. I mean, this guy is just to learn from... Sorry?
Yeah, and yeah, go on.
Yeah.
I just love him.
Yeah, I mean, his discipline, is just amazing. So he's just some guy to admire, the way how he has his very strict rules of what doing and what's not, and he always computerized the new situation. You look at the chart like it's a blank new chart. He has no opinion on it every millisecond that you look at the chart. And this is something I learned from him, how we should always look at the situation like it's brand new, like we didn't analyze it before, like we didn't have any ideas of what's going on. Just try to read it over and over and over like a blank page. And this is his secret. Yep.
No bias, exactly.
Yeah.
Until you're showing a bias, and then you jump in.
Right.
And that's what the engulf is all about. Okay, did we miss any questions or anything there? Oh my golly, we're heading for 2 hours already.
Yeah.
Okay, time to push on.
Yeah, so last week we were discussing one very strong concept of how you should be preparing and how you should be always tuned to your trade and not lose attention. And I would like, if anyone would like to take this evolving case that we see now on the NZD Swissy, if anyone can just take the keyboard and try to explain us what he is planning to do what he would like to see, how what action plan will occur at any of situation, and
I think
anyone.
we've done that, Gil.
Sorry,
I think we've done that, haven't we?
if we done it with you?
No, not with me.
Ah, okay.
I think if we look 20 minutes back, it's been done, hasn't it? I
Okay.
think.
Okay. So okay. So if we cover that, let's yeah. I mean, okay. So we're 2 hours in. Anyone would have any more questions? Any more things that you are thinking about that?
I'd like to see if somebody has a setup coming up that we could analyze
Yeah. Okay.
and do this real. I don't think we're going to have time for the Forex tester business here because this is getting too long. But if we can get some real-time stuff that people are looking at, we can work on that. That's the stuff I love the most.
Yeah. In the morning we had this set up on New Zealand, but now once we started the lesson, we had this news coming up, and it just shoot out. So we didn't get our level for this. But that's interesting to see. So now we can look what levels are waiting for this one to come. What would be the MPL for New Zealand? Aussie, yeah, I was looking at Aussie this morning as well. Yeah. What about it, Lupi?
Okay, so I was looking at it too on a bit higher time frame. Can I change the time frame on your chart? Okay. So in here, it seems like it has touched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for
No,
it.
actually, that was the area I was watching too. So here, there's the MPL before the compression zone, in my opinion. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's beautiful.
this is one definitely important target to me.
Right.
But on a higher time frame, let's see, on daily, in here we have another MPL that hasn't been touched yet.
Okay, you missed something really important there, however, if you go back to your daily.
Yeah, that we can go deeper in this flag limit, basically, in this flag. Yeah, we could go deeper to the upper side.
And it looks like we've got our fake resistance sorted out with these two last highs as well.
Oh, sorry.
You can draw those guys.
No,
come a bit to the right and down. Okay, well there is your MPL, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, this is an important MPL. Just a second, I think there as well. Okay, and we have this sort of a trap, in my opinion, setting up here.
God, you're reading this beautifully if you're going to draw what I think you're about to draw.
So.
Oh, lovely, yeah, that's a lower scale one, yeah, gorgeous. Yeah, everything's great.
I had this level noted like a month ago, but I wasn't on the platform to trade it. It's an MPL, which...
Yeah, and now that's looking like gorgeous resistance.
Yeah, and we have another left shoulder here inside this flag, which might generate a
that's got something.
Yeah, and with the high beneath it, it could have a lot of stop losses under it, and of course we have this area here.
So if you want to sell on this, you've got to be aware of where the retailers are selling and where their stop losses are. So where are the retailers going to be selling, let's say in the nearest point, and where are their stop losses?
In the nearest point. Well, in the nearest point, I think the one stop loss could be here, because
Yeah, gorgeous.
they don't look too much to the left.
Yep.
And another stop loss would be above this high.
Yeah.
And above
I'm just wondering, did that high take out the left shoulders over there, making it weaker? I think it might have done.
Yes, but it didn't touch the MPL. I don't think it touched the MPL. So we have this free shoulder. Just a second. We have this. I haven't checked the lower time frames though. On this kink, if we
Yeah.
if we have touched the kink from this MPL also, which but I think we did.
If we did, it makes it weak now.
Yes. And just a second.
Really impressed. I mean, really impressed. This is good.
But an engulf to the lower side would have been so much more perfect. But the compressed approach, which is, this one is very messy and compressed, could still validate the trade if we get PA in the smaller time frames to the upper side here at the kink, or even higher above
Of all those highs.
these highs to the higher kink. Yeah,
Oh
those
my God,
are
I'm loving that.
flaring. And of course, and I hope I'm not mistaken here, we have these MPLs over here, which I don't think weren't touched, but the big flag we are watching is reacting to this flag limit on the upper side. Like that. And to the lower side, we have this obvious left shoulder, which has been touched once on the way up, but there are two MPLs over there that could still generate. And from what I see now, I think this whole area looks like a compression on a higher time frame. So
yeah, everything's stacked there, all right.
Yeah.
Oh my golly, but you are one to watch for the future. Very impressed.
Okay, so basically on every kink I have drawn, we'll start developing a plan. Good scenario, bad scenario, and the in-between good scenario and the in-between bad scenario. Basically, I try to develop 4 scenarios for every level that I find. And
brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm just loving the way you're looking at this.
That's it. I'm waiting. I've set alarms for levels, and I'm watching them. I'm waiting for.
Excellent. Now, tell me, did you come in here with all of this knowledge, or did you gain a little bit more to help you along the way over the last month?
I definitely gain a little bit more of the organizing stuff and a few things, a lot of things. Basically, the unfilled orders, I didn't place enough importance on them, and the left shoulders, they didn't had so much weight in my analysis.
Gotcha. Well, they really will in future. I mean, they really will. Good. Now, if you are the kind of person who can trade a fund as well, then I'm going to fall madly in love with you over the next little while. Yeah, brilliant. I'm really impressed. Does everybody else get this? Does everybody else understand what's being spoken of here? Because it's very basic and fundamental and so strong. Good. Brilliant. I am so happy. I am really looking forward to what you guys can do so in the future.
Okay, and I want to say something. Well, first, thank you very much for this analysis. It's really great, and it showed that we have great people around us, and I'm saying so because the way we create our community is that we're always looking for being surrounded with talented people that like to work together and try to do things together. So even though you were coming into this very limited short course, we definitely see you a part of our academy community, and the way we want you to continue with us is that first the forum of your team will stay open so you can discuss things. But I want you to relate to something that Yves said last week, and I want you to really make good use of it because it's going to help you and the community as well. He said that the best way to learn is to teach. And because it's our last lesson, and you have all the tools to keep your learning and studying and investigating price with the tools that we gave you, I think that the best way to do it is to do it with people alike. So I urge you to stay in contact in the chat that you raised on the Skype and also in the forum, and even initialize sessions where you teach what you've learned, your insights. Teach yourself, teach your teammates. Create a working team, and you'll find that you have great people to work with, and it also will enhance your learning because the learning is never ending. Like we were starting 5 years ago with RTM, and our reading and Yves' reading had changed so much because every time we find new ways to define what we're seeing. Nothing really changed in the market, but we're seeing things in more elaborated way. We see things in different angles. Yeah. So the constant learning is very important for us. So
yeah, and just one thing there. I can tell myself something which is wrong and forgive myself for it. But if I publish something which is wrong, I can't forgive myself for that. So in telling what you know to other people, you tend to make sure that you get it right, and you tend to not cut corners and make shortcuts. Yes, what you know now is great, and it works to the best of your knowledge. But after you've said it, you'll start to think to yourself, okay, well, hold on a second, but there's this here that I can add to that. So then you add to that and you publish it, and you make sure that you get it as close to absolutely perfect as you absolutely can. Whereas if you're just putting it in your own private journal and nobody looks at it, it's kind of disposable to you and it doesn't matter so much. But if you're putting it out there for other people to read and to watch, then you're going to double check every single thing that you say and make sure that you're perfect. And you'll start to see these anomalies to what you're saying, and you'll start saying, okay, well, I've just explained it this way, but this thing disproves that, so now what's that all about? And you start to ask yourself far more questions than if you didn't start putting it out there. That's the way my anyway, and yeah, everybody's that little bit different, but I would encourage you to teach each other how to do this. Even in the forums, just write a thesis on what you think you understand about price and let other people butt in and say, well, what about this and what about that? And then you can change it. It's like science. Science does grow. Science didn't just happen. It wasn't created by a god or anything who said this is the way it is and everybody understands it straight away. We have our hypotheses and they can be pretty strong. The strongest hypotheses are the easiest to disprove, of course, and once we have disproven them, we come up with another hypothesis and our understanding grows. So do try this, do try and be open with everybody else, do try and explain everything that you've learned to everybody else in the group, and if you're anything like me, you are going to really flourish from doing that.
Yeah, so use the forum, use the chat room. Also, if once in a while you want to use the GoToMeeting platform, contact me and I'll give you a session so you can group together and discuss charts and teach yourself and be responsive to your friends in the forum, reply to them, and just make the most out of this class. You're really great guys, so just make it synergetic.
Yeah, and before you go into doing really complex stuff, because I know that once you've got this sorted, if you do hang out as a group, you're going to be looking for the far more complex, but before you do that, fix the simple, make the simple perfect.
Yeah.
Good, good. So, okay, there's going to be a month of, I'm not going to call them trade calls because I hate giving trade calls. I think I did it twice in my life, and each time I made those calls, well, twice since RTM, each time I make those calls, they failed miserably. It's as if somebody was watching me and said, okay, we're going to get if here. So yes, it's not going to be trade calls, but I am going to regularly put up areas that we'll be looking at in the following day, or you know, in reasonable time anyway, where it is that I would be looking for trades. I'm not going to say, okay, we have a Quasimodo here or we have a diamond forming here. That's not my business to be saying that. But what I will put is in advance the areas where I will be looking for PA. So there's a month of those, and you're welcome to those. So I'll be giving them. Now I am very disorganized, so I can't say that I'm going to give you them for the day after. I can't say I'm going to give them to you at 6 p.m. for the day after, because sometimes it could be 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes it could be the morning afterwards. I'm just rubbish like that at keeping schedules, but I will make sure that there are loads of areas there to be watching in the upcoming sessions.
Hi guys.
Okay, Yusuf has a question, so go ahead,
Okay.
Yusuf. Yeah.
Hi, Skill.
Hello.
I just had a quick question about this Kiwi. I was actually looking at it myself to trade. But I was actually aiming after this price action here.
Okay.
I was looking for the return to come to the FTR in here. After breaking this low here, it made this small FL here, which it broke eventually.
Yes.
So seeing that
being saved up for later.
Yeah, I thought that would probably make a perfect level for a diamond. Now, if I can recall correctly from the RTM forum, the FTR video of yours, would you say that there's a clear, because it did not touch the set of orders in here?
Okay, let me just draw a rectangle there if I can, because my eye wonders about this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. We got, oh crap, it went to the wrong place there, but Okay, now also let me just look at these guys here just for one moment and then we'll move on from there. Okay, gotcha. All right. So this level here, this BSZ has been given a certain amount of significance over here. So yes, this is a great place to fake out above. Absolutely it is. And this guy here, we've got an high over there and we've got a high over there. So on the first instance of coming back to there, I should imagine that we're going to get some sort of bearish PA, break that up then and come and take out this guy over here, or come up. Now that one there, I like the way that's marked. This is your left shoulder there, and that looks like it's been taken out, so that is significantly weakened there. But at the same time, we've got this BSZ sorted out here, and somewhere inside here, I should imagine we're just going to bounce back down to the break of this BSZ. I don't know if we're actually going to then break into the flag. I should imagine not, because this is pretty weak now. I would then like to come up really close to this high here, make another high here, then make it look bearish again, make a low, and then make another low, and then come up and get all the sellers in back at the supply again, take those out into perhaps up over here. I'd love to see way back in the past somewhere on this line here, I'd love to see an old high or a low in the past over there. That would be just gorgeous for us. So yeah, carry on. I don't know if I've just said what you were going to say.
No, I was just confirming that the intention would this should be taken as an intention to reach those orders. And,
I think so. I do think so.
So we would expect as far as taking orders at the extreme, looking for QMPA. Would we, would this be the exact extreme that price should go and no more than that? To look for PAs.
Oh, okay. In that case, we'll have to see what scale we're actually working with here. All right, now hold on a second. Boo, boo, boo. Okay, we're low there, that's all right. I don't think we are looking at a weekly scale here. I don't think we're looking at a daily scale. We seem to me to be looking at an H4 scale, and with this, now it is possible to come and break down to the MPL of this, or even come down to what that's a reaction to. Have we not come and filled the MPL of that? Hold on a second, close that off. It is possible to come and break these lows and come down to the MPL of this over here. It is possible, but a bit more likely the price is just going to come down in, now what have we got? We've got this stacked set over here. That's the kink of that over there. That gets broken over here. So I think I'd like to come down to the MPL of this. This left shoulder there looks like it's been taken out by that. Now if there's a base there to actually work with, that could be good for us. Okay, we've got that. Okay, that's our first MPL on this, and there is a little base inside there. So yes, at that left shoulder there, I think that could be really good. I would look for lower time frame PA and engulf back up from there, and that could very easily bring us to the target above, especially if we are given some fake supports here before that level. If there is a low made and then a high and then a higher high, then let another low be made at the same time, and then let those highs be broken by that, and then let us come down and take out all the stops that are there and take all the breakout traders down into here. That can be very sexy for bringing us back up to the actual target up there. Yes, we can come and break these lows, But the first place I would be looking for PA to actually get us back up is at the MPL of this. Now, yes, that is the very MPL of it. There is another one over here, and there is a little base inside there. There's a stack of orders which hasn't been hit before, so that could be the one. And that's on the first. In fact, your first engulf is here. It's inside all of this. First engulf is from the top of that down to the bottom of this. Inside there is gorgeous, so it could be this as the first place. There is a stack of clean orders there. On this scale anyway, you'd have to drill down into the lower time frames and see if it did get picked up. If it's been picked up, it's not strong. And then you're looking at down here for the next one that's down there. That's the first place to go, looking for longs back up into to filling the PA that we got to the upside.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yay. But I think everybody will have spotted that anyway, and will be able to work that out. Alrighty, I have to go, learning a lot. Thank you both. Yay, good. Yeah, I think it's time for everybody to go, really. We've been over 2 hours here, and my voice is destroyed, and I'd say Gil's is too. And Pip's will be soon also. So that's it. Any final words of wisdom, Gil? Or are we good to go?
No, not much wisdom from me. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, and I really hope it's going to be helpful for you in the future. And we want to see you hang around in our forum. We'll be involved as much as possible. Let's be a community. And the one that will make it are really invited to grow with us in our fund and in more activities that we have. So be around, and most important, be helpful to each other. Make teams, and that's the way it works, at least for us. So thank you.
Yay. Oh, another thing is, I'm going to ask Gil to send you guys just a request for feedback on this. I know it's early and we don't know if you're profitable from it yet, but there's a world of people out there wondering whether they should take this course or not, and I can't tell them whether it's useful or whether it's useless. It's up to you guys to, it's up to your reviews to tell them whether it's useful or not. So we will ask you for reviews on this over the next few days. Yay. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for your faith in us, and I really hope that you've gotten something good out of this. At least stop-loss placement is taken care of now anyway, and that was a big deal, so I'm very glad that that's fixed. So really, best of luck to all you guys. You've been brilliant throughout the course. I want to see you guys busy working, because you can be much stronger as a team, really so much stronger as a team. And just one thing before we go. I can't look at charts without seeing something. This guy over here, these guys didn't come back yet. So that was built up as a fake, and there are going to be loads of sellers involved in there. Don't sell this. Really don't sell that. Wait for that to break. And that's it for me. Thank you very much, everybody, and see you in the forum.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Gil. Yay.
Hey, just
Hi,
a
everybody.
question.
Oh, yeah, go.
In our time frame, we can wait, I think, to King of for King of the Air to break out to fill up this flag.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sell before there. Really don't sell before there. You'll get something. You'll get some little scalp. You will get some scalp over to... You'll get some scalp over to maybe this level. Oh, you can't see my cursor. I'm sure that there will be some high formed over here, and you will get some scalp from there down to there. But really, these things are set to break, and
from
we can
there
get up to.
down to there, I think. No, if you have a very low time frame here, a king, down to there.
Okay, yeah, that could be a good one. It's just I see that there are clean orders in here, and that's the one I'd wait for if I was silly enough to be trading that one. This is H1. Yeah, it's not silly to trade that actually. If you get the PA there, then you could be coming back down to here. But yes, over at this left shoulder, they love to show that Quasimodo's work. So yes, you could be getting some trade there. Even you could be trading down as far as here, perhaps. Why not? Sure, it's a nice day for it. Alrighty then, we're good to go. Thanks everybody. See you all later.
Thank you.
Yay, bye.
Goodbye.